Well, there are many symbols, such as when all the sheep walk out of the store. The workers rush out of the subway station, and they have to hurry to the gates of the factory. This makes them seem like a herd of animals that are all rushing to the same place. What really amplifies this, though, was the fact that a bunch of sheep also came, and then they are all white sheep, except for one which is black, which signifies the outsider, which hints at the fact that the tramp will be like an outsider in the movie. There's also a time when he falls into the machine while working, as inside of the machine. This signifies that they work so much that they eventually become a part of the machine. There's also when the tramp is in the bathroom and when he tries to take a break and relax by smoking a cigarette, the boss immediately appears on a giant screen and screams at him to go back to work. This represents the fact that your boss is in a way like a big brother. This is because he's watching over you at all times. Then there's a scene when they try out a new machine on the tramp so that he could work and eat at the same time. It was not practical or useful at all and malfunctioned. Although, if it had functioned, practicality and usefulness wouldn't have mattered, because all that mattered was making profit. The whole point of this scene is to show that all the creators wanted is money, and they would do whatever it was necessary to get more of it. As the needs for efficiency increase, humans can't keep up and are being replaced by robots bit by bit. Secondly, one of the most important sequences in the movie is the one when he is working in the factory on the assembly line. This is so important because it shows you how hard he and the other employees have to work, as well as leading us to see a moment of symbolism. The second one would be when he finds the girl that he falls in love with. This is so important because the moment when he finds the love of his life, and this is important in anything. This is also important because she sticks around with him for the rest of the movie and influences many things, such as the fact that he got a job at the restaurant towards the end. The third and final one is towards the end when the tramp's girlfriend comes out to dance and says they must take her to jail. The importance is behind this is that for me at least, it was the climax of the movie. This is where it got really intense for a few seconds and you weren't really sure what was going to happen. Then there were the differences between a real movie with sound and now this one. The differences were that without any kind of sound whatsoever, the actors have to put much more emphasis and exaggeration into their movements and expressions to better convey them to the audience. If the actors and actresses put more emphasis on their movements, the crowd would be able to understand the action and their feelings much easier. They had to be truly great actors or actresses, because if they made any mistakes, there wouldn't be anything to fix them. In a movie with sound, it is easier for naturalism to prevail, since they can talk to get their emotions across to their audience. Also, sound can be added to just about any action, such as slamming a door to demonstrate one's anger. Nowadays, you don't even need to be such a great actor or actress, because even if you make mistakes here and there, you have music, sound effects, and a plethora of other editing tips and tricks to fix them. There are many aspects of the movie that I feel the need to talk about. First of all, there's the camera work. It seemed pretty good to me, especially for that period of time. It was very stable and made the movie easier to view. What I found interesting is a scene in which the tramp was trying to deliver the food to the customer in the restaurant. I like the way that they switched the angle of view of the camera from top to bottom, so that we get an idea of what it was like on the floor and what it looked like from up high. When we were seeing it from a higher point in the room, it let us see how many people there really were in the room. It seemed like a great accomplishment, considering they probably only have one or two cameras, when today we have 20 at least. The acting was really good and interesting. I think it succeeded in its goal, because it made me enjoy the movie even though the sound was absent. Their acting also made a lot of sense, and made me laugh a lot. The story flowed quite well as I was able to understand everything that was going on. I think it was very well thought out and executed. Each scene seemed to flow nicely into the next. I find that the sort of title cards that told you what was happening helped contribute a lot to the understanding of the film as well. About the artistic approach, I'm not too much of an artist myself, so I don't have very much experience, but I find that everything was very well done and that the idea for the movie and everything pertaining to it, such as costume design and props, were impeccable. Besides the fact that this movie is silent, what I found unique about it was the way that Charlie Chaplin's character got sucked into the machine and sliding between gears. I've never seen that before in a movie, and I found it really cool and original. Besides that, I've pretty much seen everything else before somewhere else. The only piece of criticism that I have about it is that although I found that it flowed very well, I think it could have done it faster. By that, I mean that I found that the pace was slow at times, and I would start to lose interest. Perhaps I've watched one too many action movies, but I thought the movie dragged out a little. The type of genre that it belongs to is that of the silent comedy. It is a silent movie that is at the same time a comedy which has the goal of making you laugh. All in all, it is definitely a good movie worth watching because it's a good laugh and enriches your mind by learning about silent movies. Thank you.